Yaloha. Get it? It's like yo, aloha, hola, hello, all in once. If you know a cooler way of greeting someone, please let me know. That's a first Breaking Normal hack right off the bat here at the Breaking Normal podcast teaser. Get ready, folks. Ladies, gentlemen, pets, babies. Get ready for what's coming your way on this 12 days of Christmas Breaking Normal podcast launch. And it's really, this is an invitation for you to be initiated into breaking normal on the daily basis with a 12-day creative constraint. I'll be launching an episode every day leading up to Christmas Eve, giving 12 amazing gifts away through like a treasure scavenger hunt. And if you want to enter to win that, I'm basically going to be picking one person randomly who leaves a review before Christmas on the podcast for a free tribe design to Hawaii. And then for the other 11 gifts, go to the podcast section of Breaking Normal website and check out what you must do. It's like a fun scavenger hunt, treasure hunt to qualify to be in the winning hat of 11 other names, or 11 names. They're going to win 11 prizes. Also, 2 including a free tribe design, 1 being a free tribe design to our Costa Rica event over Valentine's Day, and 1 being a free ticket to our tribe design in Austin, Texas in mid-March. So there are some really valuable prizes. Those are just to name a few of them. I do think that the secret of living is giving, and I'm feeling generous, and I got to talk to my business partners around this, and they're on board. And a lot of the people that I'll be interviewing throughout these series, whether it's my own wife or even JP Sears, who met his wife at a tribe design. A lot of people, Jordan Bowditch from the Mystic Misfits, Kevin from the Mystic Misfits, a lot of them have been involved in tribe designs. And I'm really excited for the next one. We're actually, for the first time, a group of me and some other guys are going to be going on a pre-hunt before the tribe design in Hawaii on the Big Island, to make sure that we're providing the most vital, wild foods for our tribe. Foods that will thrive with or without human intervention. If we are what we eat, then let's make sure we're not eating domesticated, antibiotic, hormone-filled animals that wouldn't thrive without, or plants without human intervention, but more like, think about like wild foraging and wild hunting and what a change that makes in our consciousness. And then on that note, we not only are what we eat maybe with our mouth, but what about what we see with our eyes and what we listen to with our ears and what we touch and the people we hang out with. So my invitation for you to experience this Breaking Normal podcast in the most powerful way possible would be having a Breaking Normal Miracle Morning while listening to the podcast. And Hal Elrod, the author of the Miracle Morning, which has sold over 1 million copies, is actually one of the guests on the podcast. And I'm so excited for you to listen to that one so you can create your own Miracle Morning that's breaking normal. But in the meantime, what I suggest you doing is, by the time you've listened to this teaser episode, which I trust will be before 12/12, if not, you can always catch up with us. I'm going to be creating a Breaking Normal culture group on Facebook, and I'll have all this information on my podcast page and my website. But I invite you to listen to this podcast once a day on your morning walk during your miracle morning. And what that basically looks like, I'm challenging people to start their days for these 12 days of Christmas by, first of all, waking up. No checking your phone. Very first thing you do, get in cold water, the closest, coldest, freshest body of water you can. If it's a cold shower or if it's a cold pool or a creek or a spring, whatever it is, go straight to there. Wake up on purpose without just drifting into whatever's coming through your phone or television or whatever everyone needs from you. To start your day by supercharging you, by prioritizing you for the king or the queen or the prince or the princess that you are, and supercharging you and your electromagnetic field so that you can deliver the most value to the people that you care the most about, including yourselves. And I think the best way to do that is starting in the morning, right when we wake up. And so my challenge to you is to wake up, polar plunge. You can brush your teeth, obviously. 16 ounces of celery juice, organic celery juice pressed right there, whether you juice it in your juicer at home or you have to go to a store, but that being the very first thing you consume. Then going on a walk. And if you haven't listened to Breaking Normal on Audible, I highly suggest you doing it. My first guest, JP, he reads the foreword. I read the rest. The book was more spoken into existence than it even was written. So go on a nice brisk walk and listen to the book and or the podcast episodes faster than regular speed. So between now and the original episode, I challenge you to get the book off Audible, get the Breaking Normal book off Audible. It doesn't look like this cover exactly. This is an earlier cover. It has awesome reviews. People are loving it. It's changing lives, which means so much to me. And listen to that book while you walk on the way to your Breaking Normal yin-yang breathing ritual, which if you check out the Breaking Normal podcast website, I'll incorporate what that looks like and how to incorporate the Miracle Morning methods into it as well. And do this 12 days in a row. I'm inviting you to challenge yourself to do this 12 days in a row and see if it doesn't change everything for the better. After the 12 days, give it up. But if you can commit and be held accountable through other people that are doing this, whether it's through the Facebook group or however you get to hold yourself accountable to doing this, I highly encourage you and I challenge you to take me up on this Breaking Normal Miracle Morning ritual, incorporating the podcast on your daily morning walk, along with all kinds of other amazing things, whether it's a taboo tea, which I'll put a video in. I use a kratom tea that I finally made a video about that will probably be pretty illuminating to a lot of people. And then the breathing ritual, which I'll also have an additional video on the podcast page for you to check out. Other than that, make sure you also do the scavenger hunt and the treasure hunt and really enjoy yourself. I mean, this is just another way to brainwash yourself for success. As you heard, the very first song to open up the podcast is from Wookiefoot called Brainwash. This is a way of being very selective, of surrounding yourself with the vibrations of people that have been very selective in how they are maybe losing their old life to live the life they remembered was meant for them, and not just drifting along with culture, but making decisions every moment to remind us that we have a blank slate, and that yes, there may be a divine source that's being channeled through all of us that connects all of us, but we've also been given this privilege and the dream of life seemingly to steer the directions based on the choices we make, where this vehicle of our human suits is taking our soul, that we get to choose where to take it, and we get to choose how to interact with it, and we get to realize how important our environment is. You know, the age-old argument is environmental or genetics. Well, from my belief is that our environment can actually influence which of our genetics are activated, and we get to choose our environment, and therefore in a way it can be argued we're choosing how we get to choose how we're co-creating this reality individually and together. And I think the way sometimes we do one thing is sometimes how we do everything. And man, I'm stoked to start this journey. I believe the Breaking Normal book, which is probably the most professional production of a Breaking Normal product up to this point, is very reminiscent of this podcast that now I'm launching. Every episode's in person. The container was created very intentionally so that we could have the most amount of synergy and alchemy, not only together, but for anyone else that joins us virtually. And maybe we'll see you at a future event. Maybe you'll get one of the free gifts for the 12 Days of Christmas Breaking Normal podcast launch. And any other questions you have in order how to get the most out of this podcast experience and or life in general, and go to breakingnormal.com. There you'll get to see my Breaking Normal news flashes. You'll get to see all the edutaining, up-to-date news about Breaking Normal. You can actually download the chapter that didn't even make the book that's arguably the most valuable, called Money is Funny, by joining the newsletter. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to grow this brand with y'all. I'm excited to see your reviews on the podcast. I'm excited for you to win these free prizes. And I'm excited to hear about the profound results that I'm remembering the future of you receiving by joining us on this Breaking Normal Miracle Morning ritual and incorporating listening to the podcast at a faster speed. And without even telling you why to do that. I don't even want to tell you why to listen to it at a faster speed, but challenge yourself to listen to it as fast as possible where you can still soak in all the edutainment, but it may be challenging for you to pay attention. It might start tuning your brain into a higher frequency. It might get you used to receiving more information and giving more value in a shorter period of time. It's kind of like an opportunity to bend time and space with this amazing time that humanity was where we're pretty much a click of a button away from anything, whether it's to fly across the world or be talking to someone else on the other side of the world. I mean, this is the dream of life, and it's time for us to wake up, and that's what a lot about breaking normal is for me, is shedding the skin of who we no longer are to remember what we can actually do, which seems to be limitless. So I'm excited to see y'all's reviews on the book on Amazon or Audible, and the reviews for this podcast, and to hear your suggestions, and to really cultivate a new culture, to cultivate a new way of living, not only for ourselves, but for our tribes, our family, and our friends, to get all of us to realize that maybe everyone is a part of our family, and everyone can be our friend, and our family can even be our friends. As challenging as that may be, I've heard this idea maybe from like Ram Dass at one point, that if you want to experiment enlightenment, go move in with your family. See what that brings up. That's how I interpreted it, and I can hear that, and that's a big part of tribe design for me. The in-person experiences of breaking normal is getting family to become friends and friends to become family, and to realize that we're all part of one team, and that everything that we're saying, we're praying, and whenever we're not speaking, we're meditating, and that it is all spiritual. Everything is spiritual. And that this is a dream, and it's time to start lucid living. Let's start breaking normal. Come on. Come on. Let's do it. Who's ready? Who's ready? Hoo, 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 hoo.